Welcome to episode number 11 of the Eli Angle podcast. I'm your host, Eli Donnell. Let's dive right in. What happened this week in pro sports? Starting in the MLB, Corbin Carroll, Francisco Lindor, and Jackson Holiday all are out with a broken hamate bone in their right hand. Their timetable for return is questionable. Time will be missed in spring training rather. Hopefully they will return by opening day. Corbin Burns is out with Tommy John. He plans to return by the All-Star break. Anthony Santander, he will miss 5 to 6 months with a left shoulder labral surgery. Into some new signings, the Brewers reach a one-year deal with catcher Gary Sanchez. Jordan Montgomery agrees to a new deal. He will return to the Rangers. Nationals signed former Cardinals pitchers Miles Michaelis, and Justin Verlander signs a one-year deal with the Tigers. Him and Scooble will be the 1-2 punch in Detroit. Into golf, Chris Goddard won the WM Phoenix Open in a playoff over Hideki Matsuyama. That's his second win this season. He won earlier in Hawaii, and that is his fourth career ever on tour. AT&T Pebble Beach Pro-Am kicks off this week. Wyndham Clark looking to make it back-to-back. Into TGL, the Bay Golf Club beat LACC 11-5. Neil Shipley makes the first ever TGL hole-in-one, also his first ever. The Olympic break has kicked off in the NHL. Slovakia beat Finland 4-1, and Sweden beat Italy 5-2. Both those games happened earlier today on Wednesday. And tomorrow, 4 games: Switzerland and France, Czechia and Canada, Latvia and the US, Germany, and Denmark all drop the puck tomorrow in Milan. Into the recap for this last week, only 3 days: Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Starting on Tuesday, the Blue Jackets beat the Devils 3-0 in Elvis Merzlikins shutout. Flyers beat the Capitals 4-2. Hurricanes beat the Senators 4-3. The Lightning beat the Sabres 4-3 in overtime. Jake Gensel gets it done. Islanders beat the Penguins 5-4 in OT. It was Bo Horvat getting it done. And Maple Leafs beat the Oilers 5-2. Ducks beat the Kraken 4-2. On Wednesday, the Panthers beat the Bruins 5-4 in OT. Brad Marchand against his former team. Blue Jackets beat the Blackhawks 4-0. A Jet Grieve shutout, back-to-back days with a shutout for the Blue Jackets. The Canadiens beat the Jets 5-1. The Wild beat the Panthers 6-5 in OT. Jared Spurgeon gets it done in overtime. Avalanche beat the Sharks 4-2. Mammoth beat the Red Wings 4-1. Stars beat the Blues 5-4. Flames beat the Oilers 4-3. Golden Knights beat the Canucks 5-2. Kraken beat the Kings 4-2. On to Thursday, and the final day before the break, the Penguins beat the Sabres 5-2. Islanders beat the Devils 3-1. Hurricanes beat the Rangers 2-0. A Brandon Bussi shutout. The Senators beat the Flyers 2-1 in overtime. It was Tim Stützle getting it done. Capitals beat the Predators 4-2. Golden Knights beat the Kings 4-1. And then the Battle of Florida in a Lightning win 6-1, a beatdown. But in 7 meetings, that going back into the preseason, there have been 479 total penalty minutes, 314 for the Bolts, and 479 for the Bolts, 314 for the Panthers. In this game alone, it was 137 total penalty minutes. That's 76 for Tampa Bay and 61 for Florida. The Battle of Florida, always a good matchup. Continuing on, the point leaders at the break. Connor McDavid leads skaters in points and assists at 96 and 63, and Nathan MacKinnon leads in goals at 40. Evan Bouchard leads defensemen in points at 63. Jacob Chikrin leads in goals at 21, and Quinn Hughes leads in points at 52. Ivan Demidov leads rookies in points and assists at 46 and 34, and Beckett Seneca leads in goals at 18. And the goalies, Andrei Vasilevsky leads goals against at 2.11, and Devin Cooley leads in save percentage at .921. And then the standings heading into the break. The Lightning lead the Atlantic with 78 points, going 8-1-1 in their last 10, winning 5 straight. Hurricanes lead the Metro with 78 points, going 8-0-2 in their last 10, winners of 3 straight. The Avalanche lead the Central with 83 points, going 4-5-1 in their last 10. They've won just 1 game before the break. And the Golden Knights lead the Pacific with 69 points, going 3-5-2, winners of back-to-back before the break. Into the NFL, a big weekend as the Super Bowl has come and gone, and the Seahawks beat the Patriots in a beatdown, 29-13 in a average game. Nothing special. It was everyone expected the Seahawks to go out there. Jason Myers doing most of the work, most points ever scored by a kicker in a Super Bowl. Unfortunately, Kenneth Walker takes the Super Bowl MVP. He added that to his tally of a great season that he had. The honors were on Thursday. The MVP of the season is the Rams' Matthew Stafford. Coach of the Year went to the Patriots' Mike Vrabel. Comeback Player of the Year went to the 49ers' Christian McCaffrey. The Offensive Player of the Year, Seahawks, Jackson Smith and Jigba. And then the Defensive Player of the Year, Browns' Myles Garrett. And the Offensive Rookie of the Year, Panthers' Tataria McMillan. And then the Defensive Player of the Year for the Browns, it's Carson Scheswinger. And then the Walter Payton Man of the Year, Commanders' Bobby Wagner. Also announced was the Pro Football Hall of Fame Class of 2026, which is former Saints quarterback Drew Brees, former Cardinals wide receiver Larry Fitzgerald, former Panther Luke Kuechly, former Colt Adam Vinatieri, and Roger Craig finally gets in. Into college football, not a lot, but Illinois hired former Montana head coach Bobby Hauck as their defensive coordinator, in North Dakota State University looks to join the Mountain West for the 2026 football season. They have been a powerhouse in the FCS the last couple of years. Into NCAA basketball, Portland beat number 6 Gonzaga 87-80. Minnesota beat number 10 Michigan State 76-73. Oklahoma State beat number 16 BYU 99-92. 22 St. John's beat number 3 UConn 81-72. Number 14 North Carolina beat number 4 Duke 71-68. Number 10 Michigan State beat number 5 Illinois 85-82. Number 8 Houston beat number 16 BYU 77-66. Oklahoma beat number 15 Vanderbilt 92-91. Kentucky beat number 25 Tennessee 74-71. Number 9 Kansas beat number 1 Arizona 82-78, giving Arizona their first loss of the season, leaving only one undefeated team, that being Miami in Ohio. Number 13 Purdue beat number 7 Nebraska 80-77 in overtime. Wisconsin beat number 8 Illinois 92-90 in OT. Miami University beat number 11 North Carolina 75-66. And then some games to look forward to this week. We got number 20 Clemson and number 4 Duke at noon on Saturday. Also on Saturday at 1 p.m., it's going to be number 9 Kansas and number 5 Iowa State. And then to cap off the Saturday cap, it's going to be 16 Texas Tech versus number 1 Arizona at 6:30. And then on Monday, number 3 Houston versus number 5 Iowa State. That tip-off at 9 p.m. And then number 2 Michigan and number 13 Purdue at 6:30 on Tuesday. Into the rankings for this week. It's going to be Arizona 1, Michigan 2, Houston at number 3. They move up 5. Duke at 4. Iowa State up 2 spots, number 5. UConn drops 3 to number 6. Nebraska moves up 2 to number 7. Illinois drops 3 to number 8. Kansas moves up 2 to number 9. Michigan State at 10. North Carolina up 3 to 11. Gonzaga down 6 to 12. Purdue down 1 to 13. Florida up 3 to 14. Virginia up 3 at 15. Texas Tech down 3 at 16. St. John's up 5 at 17. St. Louis up 1 at 18. Vanderbilt down 4 at 19. Clemson, Arkansas 20 and 21. BYU drops 6 to number 22. Miami, Ohio at number 23. Louisville at number 24. And Kentucky at 25. That's all I got for you this week on the Eli Angle Podcast. Make sure to tune in next week where we will dive more into some sports. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.